Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. If you are a regular here, then welcome back, or if you've been on my page before, if you watch my other videos, then welcome back. Well, you probably have read the title of this video or seen the thumbnail, and yeah, I am currently, unfortunately, in a reading slump. This is actually probably my first proper reading slump in 2024. And it is at the worst timing. So this is why I'm in a reading slump, what I'm going to do about it. Feel free to comment if you guys have any tips and tricks of getting out of a reading slump. We don't want to get into one. And why I'm probably in this reading slump if I haven't already mentioned that. So yeah, let's get into it. Starting off, this is my current read, The Ashes and the Star-Cursed King, the second book in the Crowns of Nyaxia series. The first book is The Serpent and the Wings of Night, super popular, and I am, well, pretty much all the way through. There's just a tiny bit left, and I am terrified for the ending. But let's get this straight. I am not in this reading slump because of this book. It's a really good book. I have been completely, enthralled with every single page I've read. It's just been a wonderful experience. I think that the reason why I'm in this reading slump in the first place is because I changed my reading goal from 200. I was about 30 books ahead of my reading schedule. I was reading 1 to 2 books a day. I was just going through it, and I was having a great time. I was reading a lot, doing a lot of those things. But now I think that because the summer has come up, I've just started to chill a lot more, watch TV a lot more, reading isn't the first thing that comes to mind when I think of something I want to do, and I don't feel like reading, which is when I know I'm in a reading slump. I do read a little bit of The Ashes and the Star-Cursed King. Some days I don't read at all. Some days I do read a bit, but usually when I sit down and I open the book, I just start reading. I get through a bunch of chapters. I make pretty big progress, but it's just not the first thing that comes to mind, and that's when I know I'm in a reading slump. This is actually, if I haven't mentioned this before, probably my first reading slump of 2024, my first proper reading slump, and I'm really angry about that because I was doing so well this year, and I do want to get to my Goodreads goal of 250 books this year, and I know I can do it. I just have to get out of this reading slump. So that is the reason. I changed it from 200 to 250, and I think that also messed with my brain a bit. And, well, it's a summer. Everybody just starts relaxing during the summer. So let's see what we can do about it. All right, so then we're going to get to this stack over here. And these are the books that I'm going to try and figure out which ones I'm going to read. So these are the books I think I'm going to read next after I finish this book. And not all at the same time. Don't get me wrong. I am not usually that great with reading multiple books at the same time. But I think that I want to read one of these books after this. And usually with me, when I get into a reading slump, it's more of a write it out kind of thing instead of it's that one book that's going to get me straight back in. I mean, for some people it does work in that way where they just try different books they think they're gonna love, and then when they find that one 5-star read, even 4-star read, 6-star read if they're lucky, they're right out of that reading slump. And sometimes I wish it's like that for me, but other times it's kind of fine because sometimes it's even just one book or 2 books that puts me in a bit of a reading slump, and then once I just start reading more and more and more, it just I go back into it and the reading slump just kind of fades away, which I like. So before I get into the stuff about this book, I would just like to thank whoever sent this to me. It was on my Amazon wish list, and I just can't tell you how grateful I am. This was actually the first book somebody sent me over my Amazon wish list, and I can tell you I literally screamed when I opened the package. It's just amazing. Thank you so much. There was no note in it, but yeah, I did include it in my normal book haul, but then I made a separate video thanking the person, whoever it was. That is so sweet, and thank you so much for giving me this book. So yeah. Anyway, going on to this book, the reason why I chose this is because this is Taming 7 by Chloe Walsh, the 5th Boys of Tommen book. I think it's on the side. Yeah, the 5th book, Boys of Tommen book. in the series. So it's about Claire and Gibbsy, two characters that I absolutely adore in this series. And if you look at the back, it goes Binding 13, Keeping 13, Saving 6, and Redeeming 6. The first 4 books in the series. So usually it would go 2 books at a time. These 2 is one couple's story, and these 2 is another couple's story. But for the first time, this book is a standalone in the series. So when I was gonna wait for, like, hold off buying it until the second book in their story came out, but then when I learned it was a standalone, I was like, oh my gosh, okay, I have to read this, and I just could not wait to get to it. So I've heard mixed things about this book. Some people loved it, some people hated it, some people were just like, meh, you know, all around, but it was quite a big majority who didn't really like it, but there were a few people who I saw loved it, and I hope I'm going to be one of those few because I really, really, really want to love their story. I just recently finished reading Saving 6 and Redeeming 6, the 3rd and 4th books in the series, and I do admit I preferred Binding 13 and Keeping 13 to those 2, but that's probably just because of, well, I can't say it without spoiling it, but if you've read it and you kind of felt the same, then maybe you know what I mean. But yeah, this is the first book that I think I might read, and let's see. Also, this is a romance, and some of it's marketed as YA, but I think that it shouldn't be because there is a lot of trigger warnings, abuse, rape, lots of things in these books, so just be careful of that when you are reading it. Next, we have The Heartless Hunter, the first book in the Crimson Moth series by Kristen Cesarelli. I hope I pronounced that right. And this just blew up. I've been seeing it everywhere. It is a fantasy book, and well, I figured since I'm reading a fantasy series right now, why not read this? And it's supposed to be amazing. The enemies to lovers is supposed to be, like, incredible. So I really, really, really wanted to try this one out, and I think I might afterwards, so that's why it's in this pile. Just talking about all these books is making me excited. I feel like I'm getting a bit out of this reading slump already. Moving on to Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez. Originally, I think I did try and start this book, but then I wanted to read a fantasy book, and I've seen incredible reviews about this series. It's supposed to be amazing. I did read the second book in an Abby Jimenez series, and I gave it 6 stars. I absolutely adored it. So I think that I will enjoy this book. I'm not sure what it's about really, and I don't know, I'm kind of scared to get into it in case I don't like it, but I think I will. I think I just need to get into it, you know, and kind of see how it goes. This is also a romance. And yeah, let's see. Then, of course, last we have Funny Story by Emily Henry, her newest book. I have read 2 Emily Henry books so far. People We Meet on Vacation, or You and Me on Vacation, same book, 2 different titles, and Happy Place. You and Me on Vacation was okay. You know, I didn't love it, I didn't hate it, it just was, you know, there. But Happy Place was so cute, and I absolutely adored it. So I hope that Funny Story is going to be like that, but I'm not sure. I hope I'm going to love this story, this book. It looks such a cute story with, like, a really cute plot, but I'm not sure, because if it's like a meh book like People We Meet on Vacation, then I'm scared that it's going to put me deeper into this reading slump. Alright, so we are running out of sunlight, and I would not like to film the rest of this video in darkness, so I'm going to just say, I think I will not be reading Funny Story after this book. Who knows, maybe I'll change my mind, but I'm pretty sure I won't in case it puts me deeper into the reading slump. Tammy 7 is looking pretty good, but Heartless Hunter is a fantasy, and I've been reading fantasy, and I kind of feel like fantasy. So I don't want to get into Tammy 7 and be like, I should have started fantasy. And I don't think I'm going to read Part of Your World either. So, because I don't know about it, and I don't feel the kind of, you know, when you feel like you just want to jump into a book not really knowing where it goes. And I don't want to be hesitant about it and not read it and then get deeper into reading some too. Alright, so now that we have the 2 options, I am probably going to go try and finish The Ashes and the Stalker's King, and then pick which one I'm going to read. And I guess you guys will have to go check out my Goodreads or even go follow me on TikTok to see my story, to see what my next current read is, and also to see if I get out of the reading slump or not. And yeah, so all the links are in my bio for my other socials on my Linktree. Linktree probably has the best way to get to each of them, but you can also check them out from the main links there. I don't know, your choice. My Amazon wishlist is also on the Linktree, so if you guys are wondering what is on my hopefully next physical TBR that I want to get, those are the books. Thank you again so much for whoever bought Taming 7. It made my day, and it just might get me out of a reading slump, so yeah. And wish me luck. Don't forget to comment on whatever you guys tips and tricks on getting out of a reading slump for anybody who might need it. And go check out my shorts, go check out my TikTok. I have just started posting on Pinterest too. I made little Pinterest collages of books, and I'm slowly adding to it every day. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and hopefully next time I make a video, I'll be out of the reading slump. And if you guys want an update on my reading slump, definitely comment that too. And yeah, thank you guys so much. Bye.